Hey guys, it's Eric from Sensory Dad checking in with you today. Just how's everybody doing? Today's sunny here, so obviously, anytime I can get out in the sun, it's fantastic. The kids are in school right now, and I figured I'd drop in on you. I'm seeing a lot of comments on the different Facebook pages and that I follow. Seeing new parents struggle with this, and even parents that have been seasoned and into the game as long as we have. Um, Maybe you could take some tips from this. I know that it's really helped us out. So the first thing, we've talked in the prior videos that, whenever you identify all the triggers and everything that your kid is going through, or, some of the reasons for meltdowns, even if it's an accumulation of things that happen during the day and they finally just, have had so much sensory overload that it finally burst that bubble. So we worked as a family to try to get everybody on the same page to limit the variables that can affect them in a day. Obviously, with going to school or anytime you go to a store or anything like that, that's going to be a challenge. Um, but there's different ways to limit that. Maybe if you have multiple kids, we know that the one kid's spot is always on the front of the cart, the other kid's spot's always sitting in the seat, and then one might, just walk along and help. And we try not to vary too much from that because we know everybody kind of gets their spot. Um, Limiting, the changes to your schedule, the quicker you can get a schedule put together and really focus on not many changes in your child's day. Now, obviously, that's dang near impossible with any working family, pets, or whatever you have going on at your house. So, what we try to do is when we have a major variation to the schedule, just something that came up and hey, I got to go pay the water bill or something like that, or we're going to get penalized. Anytime it's that, take 5 minutes and just explain exactly what the process is. Hey, we got to run downtown to pay the water bill. It's going to be a trip. You guys can, go along. Go pick your favorite toy kind of thing and do like a pregame. If you could do a prep, any kind of preparation, you can have your kid, and just explain the process of why the day is changing, why it's a little different. Another thing I think that, working parents really struggle with, I know that I'm the stay at home dad here. So I'm the one that handles, all the laundry and the vacuuming and stuff like that. My wife helps, don't get me wrong, but it's my job, to manage, that part of the household. She handles the finances and she makes the money. So what I try to do is, as much of the housework, but I don't want it to take away from the focus of the kids because they shouldn't be punished because of this situation. So what I try to do is, every night before I go to bed, I do a trash check and and I have a little checklist when the kids are tucked in and everything, and I'm about to crawl into bed. I go check all the bathrooms for trash and toilet paper, make sure it's stocked up, just like a janitor. I make sure the toys that are put away, if they miss something, I don't want to get them out of bed and disrupt them. Same thing with laundry, and I actually do have to read the laundry care tags. I got in trouble for that a couple times, but I learned how to do laundry, and I'm much better at it now, believe me. But every night, if there's a load, it's getting thrown in, and if I'm still awake watching the game or whatever I'm doing, and I know about 35 minutes or whatever that's done in cycle, I can get that flipped and done. I may not have to fold it that night, but I can at least get that idle time, that dead time out of the way while the kids are down. The noise of the machine, all that kind of stuff can affect the kids. They don't want to hear that. They turn the TV up way loud. And then the first thing in the morning, you go down and you flip the load of laundry or whatever. And, we're a typical household. Stuff doesn't get folded very quickly. We might have to, have like a family folding session and that. Another thing I would recommend you on your schedule, so a lot of the times you're going to do these focused exercises with the kids, but we use the Osmo, and it's an interactive thing for iPads and tablets to where the kid can actually move tiles to spell words, and if they're not that advanced, there's a lot of really good games for like our 5-year old can't spell or anything like that, but he certainly enjoys playing the drawing games and stuff. It's really kid friendly. It's pretty priced reasonably, so most people can get a couple games on it relatively quick. That while we get them on an activity doing the Osmo, then I can get, say, the dishwasher loaded, or we can prep dinner, or we can, Get the things done that require, your full attention, and while they're having that time, because we try to limit the screen time because it's very detrimental to our Leo, with the sensory issues. Which is, I don't understand how you parents are handling this when your kid, some of these kids are spending 8 hours on an iPad to handle their classes. God bless you. I don't know how you're doing it. I know that would wreck Leo to have that kind of input that long in the day. The only thing I would say is, if you have the chance, I saw a great thing the other day where they had a kid on an exercise bike while they're doing a virtual class, and they just mounted it almost like a stinking Peloton, so that the kid could move their feet during that. Any kind of, I've worked in an office for years, and in my corporate life, and just getting up, standing desks, movement, that proprioceptive and vestibular feedback while they're doing learning, can definitely help squash, some overexhaustion mentally. That's one thing I would recommend. Another thing we do is, my wife's actually got a shoe holder, that you put in your closet, and we hung that on the pantry in the kitchen, and we do all our meal preps. The minute the kids are in bed, her and I might knock that out, and we'll prep for, a week or two, depending upon the size of the organizer you have. And we'll just prep all the snacks and everything like that, and by days and by kid, and have as much done as you can, so that, you have the ability to give your attention to your children, especially if you have multiple kids. But with the sensory kids, that they're going to want that feedback from you. A lot of them want the hugs. They want that squeezing. I've seen a lot of parents, commenting that the kid is always on your hip and that. And in cases like that, what I used to do is make things fun to where, we might play a game while I'm folding clothes or something like that, and have them do the easy things like, I don't know, shoot baskets with the socks into the laundry basket. And, if they miss, they have to clean up the backyard. But if they make it, they get a cookie after dinner. Fun things like that to engage your kids, and they don't realize that you're actually busting your butt and getting work done. They feel engaged with you. They're part of the team kind of thing. Assigning chores is another thing, even if they're not even helpful chores. Like I said, with the laundry and everything, hey, your job is to take the baskets down to the laundry room. You don't do that, you don't get your allowance. Something that simple, or making sure the toilet paper roll's full. I mean, it's just giving that responsibility too helps them get through some of this stuff. So I just like to address a little topic every day that I see on these sites, and so many young parents or new parents, that have just been diagnosed, that are overwhelmed on the initial, discovery of this, and are just, I don't know what to do, and I'm so lost. And, guys, I've been there. My wife and I have been there, and it's very difficult to get through. But once you start to get the schedule down, and you start to get your regular things down on, every day has a certain specific purpose, and you can really effectively manage your time to where it's more efficient, prepping meals for the week, that kind of thing. The less you take away for, spontaneity in this instance is going to be better, and it's going to be better for them. On the counterpoint, schedule your spontaneity. You need to be prepared for it. It can seem like it's, a spontaneous, event, but like, say, going to the park, hey, we're going to go to the park today, and make it seem like that. And that's how we test our Leo, and you've seen a lot of the videos I put up about hiking and stuff of that nature. We'll do that. And that's exactly how, we get into the grime of it. But we have both of us there. We make sure that, we packed extra clothes. We've taken snacks, we've taken extra drinks, and we've taken all the precautions that if it does hit the fan and he does lose his mind and have a meltdown that we can't control, we have an out. So make it seem spontaneous, get that feedback for him on cue, and have that ready, and just, test them, just a little bit more every day, and keep working. Again, thanks for subscribing and watching the videos, guys. Really appreciate all the support and great comments, and let's get this done. Thanks.